Everybody, welcome to episode 127 of the Toys for Games podcast. We are recording this long-awaited episode on a Thursday evening, the end of November, November 30th, 2017. I am one of your hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man who has Philly sports on lock, Jason Greer. Hi, Jason.
Good evening, Josh. How are we doing tonight?
Fantastic, man. It's good to be back. It's almost December, which means it's a day closer to Christmas. I love this time of year. For some reason, this year, I am more excited for just the Christmas holiday time than I have been in a long time, and I don't know why.
Yeah. That's a good thing, though.
Yeah. I'm just like all in on Christmas lights and gingerbread houses, and like I'm just like, give me everything Christmas related I can handle right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Last year I waited for Amy to get done school before I did any Christmas stuff because I thought it'd be fun to do stuff, with her, like decorations and stuff. But she didn't get back till the 18th, so you had to cram everything in a week.
Sure.
And it was I just felt like we never got to the point that this came and passed and wasn't even done.
Yeah.
So this year I'm like, sorry, but I gotta do it now. So I'm getting my my new obsession of the Lego Winter Village sets. So I'm getting myself. That's gonna be my thing.
I saw
Each year
that.
I'm gonna add more to the Winter Village.
Sure.
So I'm busy working on that.
Question.
Yes.
They're not going to stay up all year, right?
No.
So are you gluing the sets together?
No.
Wow. Brave.
Here's the thing. Yeah, at this point, I as we all know, long listeners know, I love seasonal anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, springtime, fall time, winter time sets, like the little mini sets, that are just small, like the $10 to $15 little small sets that I put together at the beginning. Like whenever one season's done, I break them all down brick by brick, put them in a Ziploc bag, put them back in the box, and then I assemble the new one. But right now, I'm enjoying putting the winter sets together. It's obviously going to get to a point at some point where it's going to be too much to put together, for the Christmas time. Like It's going to take several days. That it's going to be better to keep stuff in completed form somewhat. Especially like the train. The train I might leave together because it's kind of a little bit of a complex build. But yeah, I take everything apart. I'm not gluing nothing.
I admire your dedication to that, my friend. I really do. In non-Christmas related news, but college related news, I just found out yesterday that my oldest kid just got accepted to Washington State University.
Look at that!
Yeah. So he will be a freshman as of fall 2018, which is crazy. But he's super stoked. It was his first choice. He wants to get into architecture. They have a really good architecture program out there. It's only about a 5-hour drive from where we're at now.
Okay, that's not too bad. Mine was 8, so anything less than that feels better.
Yeah. And it's still in state, so no out-of-state tuition, so solid. And yeah, it's really cool. And he's been taking AP and honor classes all throughout high school. He's taking Calc 2 right now as a senior. So now that he has that acceptance letter to college, I'm trying to tell him to just you know what? Relax. You're good, dude. You're a senior. Start enjoying your senior year. They can't take away your acceptance because you got a C in Calc 2 as opposed to a B or an A that you're trying to get,
Yeah.
Just ride that into take the summer off, if you want to get a summer job to get some extra funds for college, cool, but enjoy this now, you've worked hard to get here, you're in, now it's time to enjoy it.
Yeah, they once I got my acceptance, which was it was also before senior year. You get that college sweatshirt, and then it's just wearing that every day and saying, nope, don't care anymore. I already told you my the English SAT issue with it.
I don't think so.
So my English wasn't high enough for the SAT to get into like the college I was in.
Okay.
So, but I was like super high on math and everything else. So they're like, "Hey, we're gonna accept you. You know, you don't meet our minimum requirements, but then we'll get you. But you have to take this basic English class at this college." So I'm like,
"Sure, whatever.
Okay, whatever, that's fine." And it was like a no credit class, but it was like a requirement to take it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So anyways, go take the class, and you had to take a pre-test. Okay, because they want to see what you didn't get.
Sure.
So it was like a half an hour test or whatever on the computer, and then like they said nobody's ever passed a pre-test who had to take this class. So they're trying to show you like that it wasn't like nobody in the history of every person, but the people who were required to take that class, nobody passed a pre-test. Essentially, they're trying to say like this is why you need this class. I was 2 questions away from passing the class, and I'm like, oh jeez. So I was like, all right. So then all you have to do is focus on those 2, like the areas on the questions you failed, and then once you finish that, you take a post-test, and then you're good. So I'm like, all right. So I don't even remember what it was. Something with some sentence structure, whatever it was. And take it. It was like a week. I don't think I was even in the class for more than a week, and then you took the post-test. Go to take the post-test. I got to pass that post-test in like 6th grade. So they're like, I will go to the grave with this argument that they're making the pre-test purposely harder, and then the post-test super easy. Because they say nobody's ever failed the post-test because this class works.
Right.
No, you're just making the post-test super easy. And then you're like, see, look, you learned. So I had to pay for a 0 credit class that was worthless.
That's rough.
Yeah.
But, hey, it worked out.
Is what it is.
Right?
Is what it is.
Yeah. It worked out fine for you. Yeah, man. College is crazy. College is a crazy thing. I don't know where else is going with that, but hey.
So get ready for all those government fund forms.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. You know, it's been a while since we've talked to Jason.
It's true.
Far too long, some would say. And I do want to remind people, as I mentioned on Twitter, that we have a big announcement this show. We will save that for the end after we get through all the various news tidbits and fun that we're going to have this episode. So stay with that. If you're only here for the announcement, go ahead and skip forward. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you how to listen to podcasts. I can only tell you the best way to do so. So, yeah, there's that. I do want to say, first and foremost, a big thank you to the sponsor of the show. As always, it is Devin Lachinsky. You can find him on Twitter at DLASCH. And then from there, you could go over to his YouTube channel, which is Macking on Gaming, MACING on Gaming. And you could find out everything that he's doing over there. Go over there, say hi, tell him where you're from. He would greatly appreciate it, I'm sure. I have a few questions before we get into, like, Toys to Life stuff, Jason.
Sure, shoot.
It's about movies.
Okay.
We're going to run through this. We're not going to spend all night talking about these, but we definitely have some things to talk about. Justice League.
Yes.
What'd you think?
Didn't love it, didn't hate it.
It kind of just exists, right?
It just exists.
Yeah.
And it's, I will admit, I don't know how much, like, media pressure, like, it was, like, the cool, like, you know, like, people with live music, like, I loved all the live musicals, but, you know, like, a lot of people watch the live musicals and TVs just for the purpose of to hate on them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that was going into the movie, where I was, like, wasn't really excited for the movie. I'm like, I'm just excited to see if this thing burns down or not.
Right.
And, but I watched it, and I was just like, I enjoyed it, but, it's as dumb as it sounds. A lot of people complain the length of Batman vs Superman, so they cut this movie down. It just felt like it just, you know, had no attachment to, like, Aquaman. Like, it was just kind of a thing, you know? And, who was the other character I could say? Oh,
Cyborg.
Yeah. Same thing. Like, just kind of existed, per se. And then they tried to add the humor in, and I don't know about your, like, there's some theater, like, or some jokes, and they fell flat, like, hard. Like, there's some lines I knew they were trying to be funny, and it just did not land.
Right.
And
most of
and I think
Batman's.
yeah. And I think it was all because it was it was trying to be super serious, and then they try to add in these humor lines for the sake of adding them. And I'm like, this isn't the time to add them in, you know.
Yeah.
Like some of the Flash lines were really funny, and other times it was just like added in just to try and be the comic sidekick. And I was like, why was that line needed in there?
It was tough. It was fun. Mostly. It wasn't a dumpster fire.
No.
But it definitely felt rushed, and it made me appreciate the first Avengers movie more, because looking back now, I realize having connections with those characters before they team up is important, instead of trying to learn and connect with these characters and the actors playing them all at the same time. Like, Flash, I absolutely love Flash, but then, like, I was also trying to, like, comprehend what was going on with Aquaman, and I'm trying to find out what's going on with Cyborg, and, like, I'm still kind of in love with the Wonder Woman movie, but that feels like so long ago that she was just kind of, it almost felt shoehorned into this movie. Like, like, how did they not capitalize on how good Wonder Woman movie was in this movie? I have no idea how they messed that up, you know? But it was fun to see all these characters in action and together, but it was just there. It was, I didn't leave the theater thinking, oh god, I can't wait for the next DC film. It's like, okay, well, we got there. So, Flash is cool. Can't wait to see more of him in Fantastic Beasts movies, though. So, Aquaman's ripped, you know? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was like, in like the villain, like, I still, like, I had no idea who he was, so like, halfway through the movie, and I'm like, and what are these boxes gonna do again? Like, you know, I don't know. It very much felt like it was, how should I word it? Like, you could tell it was WB just trying to catch up and trying to do it so quickly that you could just tell. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And like everyone and their mom knew Superman was going to come back.
Right.
And like, not that they did anything wrong with the marketing of it, but it was like, I never even felt like we had that moment of like, yes, it's actually happening. Like, it was the whole movie, even up to felt like that was like it was going to happen.
Right.
So there's never that climax payoff moment that it actually happened. You know?
I think the most surprising part of it was seeing Flash and Cyborg dig him up, like physically dig up his coffin.
Right.
I was like, wow, that's kind of dark, you know?
Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for like 10 seconds forward ahead. The Flash scene running and then Superman moving his eyeballs over at him when it's Superman. Best part of the movie. That was my favorite part.
Absolutely.
I was busting up.
Yeah. I think that was so good. My other favorite part was Aquaman sitting on the lasso of truth.
Lasso? Yeah. Yep.
So good. Because they didn't pan down. They didn't make any even hint of what was going on.
Right.
Until it like was revealed and you're like, oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
And like, did Wonder Woman and Batman have a thing now? Like, I don't understand where that came from.
Yeah.
And like, that kept hinting back and forth. And I don't know. It just felt
like, I feel like the entire movie could have been better if it was all about resurrecting and befriending Superman.
Right.
Like, the fact that there was an overall bad guy that was kind of trying to destroy the whole world seemed completely unnecessary to what the actual story was going on.
Right.
You know, it was them teaming up, them meeting each other for the first time, and them resurrecting Superman. Like, that's your movie.
Yeah, I almost wish they tried to fight the bad guy, and then it was just like, we can't do this, we need to do it, and then go resurrect Superman, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It was like somebody just, like, hit the fast-forward button a bunch of times in that movie. Like, I'm sitting there like, wait, how did we ever get to this point? You know? Yeah. He has wait, how did we ever get to this point? You know? Yeah. He has all 3 boxes already? It's taken Thanos 18 years to finally start going after the Infinity Stones. And how's this dude getting all 3 of the most powerful boxes in the universe in one fell swoop?
And they're saying, like, he has to find them. I'm like, it's not like he's having any issue trying to figure out where they're at. Like, he knew where they all were, you know?
Also, why isn't Flash just running with them? Just grabbing them and just taking off?
And I was waiting for, like, the whole Russian family to come back to, like, 18 times. Mm-hmm. Like, one, how those little guys didn't, like, forgot that family was in there. You know, they're obviously the most scared people in the entire movie, and there's things like smell fear, yet they didn't care at all about that family hiding in that room. And I was, like, waiting for Superman to come and, like, he was going to be the one to, like, rescue them all. And, like, he didn't rescue them. It was, like, the Flash. And I'm like, why didn't the Superman save them? You know, like, it seemed like I was waiting for, like, that was when Superman was going to come back. I was like, all right, Superman's going to come in here and, like, save the day with them and take them off to safety and come back and throw, like, a death punch to the bad guy. And it was like the Flash saved them, and like Superman pushed the whole building, which is funny. But I was like that I was like the entire family subplot was like a waste of time. And like it was, and there's no like Zack Snyder cut of the film. Like I was reading a report on that because a lot of people wanted to see that. But apparently, like what's his name? He came in and
Joss Whedon.
Yep. Apparently, like, Superman going back to the farm was Josh Whedon's idea. Like, that wasn't even in Zack Snyder's cut, which that felt kind of important.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
And, like, the weird, and again, maybe that's just the way people are after, but, like, the weird sexual joke about Superman, like, that Superman's mom made referencing, like, she said the wrong word at the very beginning of the movie.
Oh, right, yeah.
Lois Lane. Like, they're trying to be super sad, and she says the wrong thing in the life. I'm like, that's... it's just weird. Like, had no problem with like the line and making that joke, but it was just a weird time to make that joke.
Yeah, timing was off.
What's going
on? One last thing. Uh-huh. I wish I hadn't been told about the upper lip fiasco.
I forgot beforehand. All about it.
I hadn't heard anything, and then Colin, he was like, "Hey, did you know about this?" And then like started showing me like screenshots and everything. I was like, "Oh my god, that's awful." And then I saw the movie, and that's all I could think about the entire time I saw Superman. I was like, I don't even know. This is awful. Like, I wish I could go back and watch it without knowing that information to see how much would I have noticed it if I didn't know it beforehand? Like, I feel like I would have because it was really bad, but maybe not, you know? Like, maybe I just would have thought something was off, but not been too concerned with it. I don't know.
Right.
That did.
Yeah, and I was really hoping... And again, I'm not a comic person, but I know, like, I was really hoping Superman was going to have, like, that black and white suit or some kind of separate suit to show that he's, like, a different Superman now.
Yeah. And
nothing. So, yeah, like I said, it existed.
Yeah.
I'll probably buy it.
Yeah.
I own Batman and Superman. I haven't watched it again since I saw it in theaters.
Like, I really loved Cyborg's character. I wish I could just have like a full movie before this movie of getting to know why he is the way he is.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, fascinating character. Like, he has some stuff going on.
Right.
But it just felt like every time I started to like get a little piece of his life, it's like, oh, here comes Flash with a joke, or here comes Batman trying to be sassy and he's not. And and then the Aquaman thing was just like, he's just there.
Yeah. I'm like, why does he love this random fishing town? I'm like, does he still live under the sea? Does he know those people who had the boxes? Because it seemed like they didn't know who he was, and why was he mad at them? And I'm like, I don't understand.
So many questions. Which I guess like they're planning on answering later, but that doesn't make this film any better.
Right.
So
it wasn't like it was different because like I just watched Logan. Did you watch Logan yet?
Oh, I saw that in theaters.
Yeah,
That's how to tell a story.
Yeah, I'm 100% one of the people that like if I don't see it opening weekend, I just don't see it for a long time.
Sure.
Because I'm like I like watching opening weekend now, so I'm like meh. But I got it for $10 for 4K from Walmart, so I'm like, all right, this is gonna be time to watch it. So Vince already saw it. So I was like, well, do you mind coming over and watch it? He's like, I haven't watched it in 4K, so I'll come watch it in that. I'm like, all right. And it came over, and like I forget the X-Men timeline of it all, like what's going on. So
that's a mess.
Yeah. So we're watching it about 15 minutes in the movie. I have no fudging idea what's going on. It's like telling Vince, asking Vince, as a like person watching up to this movie, are we supposed to know what's going on? He's like, no. I was like, okay, good, because I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
If you take the movie just as is, it's absolutely wonderful. Yeah. The moment you start trying to figure out where in like the canonical timeline of X-Men films it fits, you're done. You're mentally done.
Yeah. And I tweeted out afterwards, I'm like, can you imagine if this is what the DC movies wanted to be like?
Yeah.
You know, like can you imagine if they're all like that? Oh man, that would have been good.
Yeah. And like I said, it stands alone perfectly. Like, sure, it does fit in if you wanted to, but just as just a solo film, like, it's so good, and it told such a good story in such an impactful way. Oh. So, next up, Coco.
Haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Wow.
Because every single time I've seen anything leading up to this movie, I'm like, this is going to be hot garbage. I was like, I didn't think it was going to do well with the critics because everything I seemed like it was very similar to Book of Life. So I thought a lot of people were going to be like, did the whole reviews of I've already seen this movie, And then when Disney changed their plans, instead of having the Frozen short on like national TV Thanksgiving weekend, to put it before the movie, and I'm like, there's either two modes for that. One, they just know nobody wants to go see this movie per se, like it's not marketing well, so they're trying to get you into theaters. Or two, it's going to be hot garbage, so they're trying to get you into theaters. So I'm like, okay, it's not going to be good. And then the first wave of reviews came out, were like the pre-screener things, and like everybody loved it. I'm like, okay, yeah, because it's Disney handpicked people they know is going to like it, go forth.
Yeah.
And then people get it, and like, all right, the next round of reviews, it's people who like it because it's not a Pixar sequel, it's something unique, and they're glad they're doing that, so they're giving it false reviews. And then, like, the day before the movie comes out, it's like 94 positive, 3 rotten. I'm like, okay, I guess it's a good movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And the same thing, I just wasn't going to be able to come out opening weekend, and so I just haven't been able to go out yet, but I want to.
It's phenomenal. One of my favorite Disney movies, definitely my favorite Disney movie since Inside Out. But I think I like it more, like, after sitting on it for a while now, I definitely think I like it more than Inside Out. Like, it's one of my favorite Disney Pixar movies possibly ever. Like, it's so good. It's phenomenal. It's super emotional. Far more than I was expecting.
Sure.
I mean, everybody should know that it does deal with the subject of death.
Sure.
Day of the Dead and the Mexican culture. It's about honoring loved ones that have passed. But death is a big overall theme to the movie. But as is music, which is fascinating. But it's so bright and colorful and upbeat, and when you're not crying, all you're doing is smiling. But there are so many emotional twists and turns that the story takes that you're so unprepared for that it just catches you off guard. So much. It's our 8-year-old. By the end of the movie, like when credits rolled, we look over and she looks over at us, because me, Val, and we took the 3 girls, and she just looks over at us and tears are just pouring down her face. And it's like, I sat there, I'm like, it wasn't a bad, it was a good ending, but
sure.
There was also a lot of sadness associated with that good ending. And I was just like, that was a hard-hitting movie. It was sneakily very, very emotional. But in such a good, positive way. It's really hard to describe, but it's so good, man. It's so good. The big plot twist that happens, it comes out of nowhere. Val swears up and down that she saw it happening the entire time, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know. It's really good.
Good. Yeah, like I said, everything I read was like, I was just shocked by it. I thought it was going to be another good dinosaur situation, which I was super hyped for.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen that because it's just one of those. It's like Suicide Squad, where like not people are obviously hating Suicide Squad much more than Good Dinosaur. But like I haven't heard too many people saying like, "Oh, it's a fun movie," and I own both of those.
Right.
But it's like it's just hard to find a night. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch this movie now.
Right.
So I was like, because I was going to go like it's hard for me not to go watch a Pixar movie because it's like you need to see them all. And so I'm like, I'm hoping I can still get a chance to go, but it might just be end up getting when it comes out on whatever and watch it then. But
sure.
Yeah, hopefully I don't get ruined at least.
Yeah, you need to see it, and like even if you do get spoilers about it, it's not going to take away from what's going on in the film.
Sure.
Because it does go some places. So
sure.
Also, like I don't fully understand the hatred behind the Frozen short.
I think people hate it just because they hate Frozen, so there's just again it's a thing that's fun to hate on.
Maybe that's it. Like there is this like weird thing about how so the movie Coco is like 100% like about Mexican culture.
Right.
And they worked very, very hard from everything that I've seen and heard and read about making it as, accurate to their culture as they possibly could. Which I absolutely appreciate, like they didn't whitewash it. They didn't like it is, what it is, and then but before that you get, the Frozen short, which is a 20-minute thing about Olaf going around trying to figure out Christmas traditions for Anna and Elsa. Sure. And because he doesn't know anything, because he's a dumb snowman, he goes around town and asks everybody what their Christmas traditions are. And it's like the short is literally about cultural appropriation of like people going around stealing other people's traditions to make their own tradition. Sure. And it's like, okay, I see that conflict of interest with having the short behind, in front of this movie.
Right.
But I thought, like, it was pretty funny. Like, it had plenty of good moments. Like, I enjoy Olaf. I enjoy the characters of Frozen. Like, the songs were pretty good. It was good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't awful or horrible like I've actually heard. I don't get it. Maybe it's just the Frozen thing and people just hate Frozen, but
I think it's just people just hate Frozen, so it's just fun to hate on it and knowing that Disney's just milking it. But again, it's what it is.
Yeah.
Gotta make money. Is there singing in Coco, or is it just the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of songs.
Because they hit it like they did Frozen for a long time, too. Where I'm like, Frozen, you didn't know it was a musical per se by the trailers until like the last trailer came out. Right. And I was like, wait, hold on, this is a musical?
Yeah.
And, which I think helped it a lot, because I think a lot of people just thought it was going to be a movie. And there's some people I know who went to see Frozen and didn't even know it was going to be a musical.
Right.
And then same thing with Coco. Obviously music was at the core of it, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a movie musical or not.
I wouldn't say it's a movie musical. I think music is a major theme.
Sure.
But I would not consider a musical in the same way of every big scene is tied to a musical performance.
Sure. You're not watching like Oklahoma where they're just randomly breaking out in songs.
Right. Like every bit of music is in there for a reason.
Sure.
Where it's just like he's picking up a guitar and he's going to sing a song. Okay, this makes sense. There's a music competition, like there's somebody singing to somebody else. Like this is all the context of every piece of music is 100%.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and there's one major through line of like one particular song that gets different renditions throughout the entire movie, which is nice. Whereas like in Frozen, there's a bunch of different songs. Like, imagine if Let It Go was performed like 7 different times throughout Frozen.
Sure.
It would be...
Is it a good main theme at least, hopefully?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
And each time you hear it, it's different, and it's by different people, and it's like, by the end of the movie, you're just like, man, what an amazing song that is.
Yeah.
And it's not just because of the singing, it's because the music behind it, it's catchy, it's there's emotions and thoughts and feelings tied to it, and yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like how important like music is to stuff like that. The Infinity War trailer.
Yep,
and
that
then
was my next thing.
I was getting hyped, and then when they played the Avengers theme at the beginning, I'm like, oh, here we go. It's happening.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that.
Let's do it.
Yeah. What do you think?
Pretty pumped.
Yeah.
It is different from, since are we good to talk about Thor Dark World spoilers, or not Dark World, Thor Ragnarok spoilers, or should we spoiler that too?
Yeah, I mean, people know what we're doing. Like, if you don't want to hear about this, just fast forward. Just keep going.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Just real quick. They bamboozled us in the D23 footage.
Yeah.
Thor's face was totally fine, and it was obviously now different in the trailer.
Right.
And so they CGI'd, I'm talking about on top of him in the thing.
Yep.
And I'm like, look at them go. And somebody like Disney Dan pointed out on Twitter about how they changed the scene from the trailer from Avengers 2 with more characters in the background than there was in the trailer.
Right.
And that's why some people think that Captain America scene after running from Wakanda, that there's definitely space for more heroes. So you think that he's going to be, there's more space in there.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's not in it at all.
I've watched that trailer so many times looking for him. I'm like, maybe he's just really small. Like, maybe he's there. I just don't see him.
I was like, I don't know if he's going to have new armor or something, or they don't, like, he's always with Wasp, so maybe they don't want to, like, show Wasp off yet, maybe.
Right. I mean, we know he's in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, because they, like, maybe because they didn't know where to fit it, so they, like, same with the Guardians, they just had to kind of throw him at the end just to let you know, like, the Guardians are in this movie also, but, like, whatever they're up to, they don't really want to show that yet.
Right.
But, yeah, dude, trailer's hype, man. I can't believe they're doing this. Do we know a budget for this movie? I'm sure we do, but it's called ridiculous.
Infinite.
Yeah.
They can spend whatever they want for this thing.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it looks like, I will say the first time I watched the trailer, I'm like, huh. Okay. I like it. It just didn't hit me. And I don't know why that was. I needed to watch it again to get, like, the full impact of it all. I'm just like, yeah, this is really good.
Yeah.
And I've like watched like tons of like breakdowns of it and everything like that, and it's like, oh.
Apparently between the two Avengers movies, the Infinity War and what was formerly Part 2, well, now whatever they're calling, have a combined $1 billion with a B budget.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's just like same thing. Like when you're watching this, it's just like thinking 10 years ago, how is this happening?
Yeah.
And how is this not going to be a dumpster fire? Because how do you somehow write everybody in? And I'm curious how many they're going to have on screen at one moment. Like, is there going to be a way to literally make everybody fighting at the same time? And I don't know if there's going to be or not. Like, I don't know.
I think they have to. I think they have to have that.
You think
scene.
So?
By the end of the film, we will see that.
Because I'm curious if again, this isn't a spoiler, people are going to die or get written off somehow. This is the swan song for a lot of these people.
Do you think it's happening in this movie, or do you think it's happening in the next one?
I think it's this one.
Okay.
I think there will be some, and then maybe there'll be more in the other ones, but I think this one's going to do it a lot to set up the next movie.
Okay.
And that's going to be then the new people like taking the stronghold where like, okay, it's down to us.
Right.
We have to do this. Or like that's where they're going to introduce other people. Like, okay, let's go see if there's other heroes in this crazy universe.
Sure. So who do you think's dying?
Cap's gone.
This movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Iron Man might be gone.
Wow. I don't think they could lose both of them.
I think they will. Hulk has one more. I think Hulk will have one more. I think Scarlett Johansson's character. Why am I blanking? Black Widow.
Yeah.
I thought originally she was gonna be an easy one to go, but they were like, she pitched a while to have like a all female Avengers kind of movie, with like her and Wasp and whoever else.
Yeah.
And so I could see that happening. So maybe they won't kill her off.
Well, and she's been on set of the fourth one already.
Oh, actually, I haven't even looked at it.
Yeah, because she's talking about working with the actress playing Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and how impressed she is with her.
Or not Brie Larson. She's
Yeah.
Who's yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would suspect that she lasts until that film. Hawkeye, we could just cut that like right now.
I'm surprised he's not dead yet.
How are they going to get him off the farm this movie? That's what I want to know.
Because I was certain Cap was dying at the end of Civil War. I was certain.
Yeah.
And so I think he's just going to be the first to go. Because I think...
And then have Bucky take over?
Yep. Bucky will take over.
Yeah.
But like Doctor Strange is going to be good. All the Guardians will be good. Black Panther is going to be good.
Well, I would say all the Guardians.
All right, that's fair.
What's her name?
Gamora?
Gamora's sister, Nebula.
Oh yeah, sure,
right.
Sure.
Like she's done.
Yeah.
She has to. Like her ultimate, like all she's working towards is taking on Thanos. You know.
Right.
That's not going to end well.
Iron Patriot, he could be gone. Vision, I think, will still be around. Scarlet Witch will probably still be around.
Ooh, do you think Falcon maybe takes up Captain America?
He could too.
Yeah,
he could too. And that very well could have been. It could have been Bucky, and then they got Falcon, and they're like, "Yo, this guy's the bomb."
Right.
And like maybe we'll make him working instead. But here's my thought. I hope they don't just write him. I want I want people to die, legitimately die.
Right.
Because I think
it's the only way to like ensure that going forward, people don't sit there and wonder, well, when's Cap going to be back? You know, or how long until Iron Man gets the call to come back into action?
Right.
Finality is good.
And they said like kind of I can never pronounce. Is it Fiji? However his name is. The guy in charge of this whole operation.
Fige? I thought it was Fige? I don't know. Yeah.
Kevin F.
Yeah. Okay.
He's saying like people are going to be written off in ways that you're not expecting or something like that, and that could just be them being tongue in cheek. But
yeah.
I just think Cap being the first one to go will be the most like the thing that gets them focused or whatever. You know, like, I think it'll be the hardest hitting one. So that's why I think he's going to be the first one to go.
Yeah. Which I'm okay with.
Yep.
Like, as much as I love it, like, the man behind the armor may be dead, but, like, the Captain America character could still go on. Like, as we've said, like, they could be picked up by other people, and that happens in comics all the time. But they can't keep these actors forever.
Right.
And they can never replace them with just new actors.
Right. And I could see this doing, like what I was just saying, I wish they would have done in the Justice League, where it is like attempt number 1 at the villain, and like they realize they're going to have to retreat, and Captain America like sacrifices himself to save them time or whatever it is, and then they regroup. Like I could see that happening. Yeah.
Yeah. With how prominent they showed Cap in this trailer.
Yep.
Like, there's a good chance we get to that halfway part of this film and he's dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or pull, like, House of Cards. Season 2? Yeah, when the reporter girl, like, dies in, like, the second episode.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, what? Okay. Now, what's the point of the show now? I'm confused.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think the other big one that would really freak people out will be Spider-Man.
You're right.
Because I really think that they've already started setting up the Miles Morales storyline.
Right, sure.
And I don't know if it happens this film, but, I mean, you know, that would throw people off. Because right now everybody's like, well, he's a new Spider-Man. He's going to be Spider-Man forever. And it's like, whoa! Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, because I think because that's the way they could make him stay Spider-Man in the Spider-Man films, and then they can have their own version of Spider-Man in the Marvel movies. Marvel movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if like Thanos is going to get all the things this movie. Do you think he's going to get all the Power Stones?
No.
Yeah.
Or if he does, it's like
real quick.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, if this movie finishes off with him having a full Infinity Gauntlet, how do the rest of the Marvel films up until the next Avengers film play out? You know, because that will be, like, the most powerful thing going on in the entire galaxy, you know? Like, ancillary street crime isn't important. Like, how am I going to take season 2 of Jessica Jones seriously when it's like, okay, yeah, but this other dude is literally destroying the entire galaxy, and you're worrying about, like, this... Yeah, so I think he'll still be in search of by the end of this film.
More illegal drugs on the streets.
Yeah. Or maybe he gets it, but then somehow is removed from him, you know?
Right.
So maybe he does obtain the power in this film, but then quickly loses it, type of thing. But yeah, we know the next Avengers film is like part 2 of this one, regardless of what they officially say or not. But there's no way like they could end the film. Like, he's not dead at the end of this film,
right?
But there's no way they could end with him being in absolute control of everything.
Yeah. Just face him. He gets all 5, raises his fist in the air, and it fades to black.
It's like, well, okay, cool. Like, because, like, you know, we still got Ant-Man and Wasp. Like, what's their movie gonna do? You know,
fighting more times the tank engine.
Yeah. So, I know they will pull it off. Like, they're at the point right now where it's not even worth the time to like worry about them doing anything wrong with it. You know. Because overall, we know that they're going to deliver an awesome film.
Right.
So, I can't wait for Black Panther.
What's your ideas on runtime?
Oh man, it has to be at least 2.5, right?
Yeah, if it's below 2 hours 40 minutes, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean Thor was over 2.
Yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody pointed out something interesting with Thor, to me. All the Marvel movies up to this point pretty much have had like a subplot going on.
Yeah.
It didn't. It was just one straight linear plot, which was different from, all the other Marvel movies.
That's not true. Okay, maybe not a subplot, but there were 2 different storylines going on. There was Asgard being destroyed, and there was Hulk being, basically turning that into Planet Hulk.
Sure.
And those 2 kind of, like, the worlds collided and were brought together by Thor. But that whole storyline on that other planet, was...
It took precedence while...
Yeah. While Asgard's getting destroyed.
Right.
So...
Also, Blue Rock guy, I always forget his name.
Korg?
The freaking best.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they left that. Like, I don't think I even knew that guy was going to be in it at all.
Yeah.
At least I didn't see anything.
That's the director, right?
I didn't learn until after the movie.
Okay.
And I was like, that's 10 times even better.
Yeah. Have you seen him, like, do any interviews or anything?
No.
Watch interviews with him. Like, you'll see that, like, you'll sit there and watch him talk, and you're like, oh my god. Like, you are Korg. Like, you are that guy. He's hilarious.
So long, new Doug. Like, at the end, it was just like, it's like, oh, he's dead. He's like, oh, hey, look, he's alive. Whatever.
Yeah. Ridiculous. I was pleasantly surprised with how important he was to the story because, like you said, like he was not using any promotional material whatsoever.
No.
And when they met him, I'm just like, oh, okay, it's just one of many characters that they're just gonna have in the background. And it's like, oh wait, no, this guy's pretty big role in this film.
Did you watch the Kind of Funny reacts to it?
I can't remember if I did or not.
Nick Scarpino, he's funny how he said about it. I always like watching theirs, like, because they always have it like right afterwards, and theirs is always like it's a pretty good take on it all. But Nick was saying that he was curious how much. Why am I blanking on his name now? This is so bad tonight. The game leader guy, the actor's name. Why am I blanking on his name? The new quote unquote, not Helena, but the other quote unquote villain, the guy on Planet Hulk or the whatever.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, yeah. He was saying like, I wonder how much he was supposed to be in the film, and then like when he got on set, they're like, this guy's even better than we thought, and they just started writing him in random scenes.
Yeah.
Because he's completely, like, some of the stuff is so random, and apparently, like, I think I heard a lot of it was just improv, like, on everybody's part. Like, there wasn't much script lines, like, it was just them doing whatever. Because there's so much stuff with Goldblum in it. I'm like, what the frick is he doing?
Well,
and, like,
I think he improvs everything.
Yeah. And it was just like, because he's like, I want to be surprised. They're just like, whatever, just do what you want to do. Like the whole thing with him playing like the piano, like to the side.
There's 100% scenes in that movie that should probably have been taken out because I feel like the actors were trying to make each other laugh. Like I can't remember one, but I think it was like Loki and Thor, and like one of them laughed. I'm like, what? That is weird for you to be laughing at that, like character-wise, and it's just like you guys just had so much fun making this movie.
The Willy Wonka theme song, like going in the chair, I lost it. And then Vince's favorite part was the them talking about Loki, like while he's in the room, and like Thor tells a story about when they were kids.
Oh yeah,
you know. What? And Matt Damon being the thing at the beginning of the play.
He looked familiar. I'm sitting there, I'm like, why does that face look familiar? And like afterwards, Val's like, yeah, that was totally Matt Damon. I'm like, I knew it was somebody. I could not place him for the life of me, though.
I thought it's like, is that Matt Damon? I'm like, it has to be.
What a weird thing. Matt Damon's hilarious.
That movie's the best.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie.
And I'm glad I didn't take Amy to it because I really want to go through the whole like cinema thing.
Yeah.
And there's no way to watch that movie and then go back and introduce her to the other two Thor movies because she's gonna expect it to be like that. It's not anywhere even close.
Those other two Thor movies don't even exist in my mind anymore. Like this is the Thor that I've always wanted. Like yeah, phenomenal. So the character that Jeff Goldblum plays. Is supposed to be completely blue.
Okay.
Like his race is like all blue. So they try to get him in blue paint, and he's like, no, I'm not wearing that much makeup on my face. And they're like, well, you are Jeff Goldblum. Will you at least put this blue line in your chin? He's like, fine. That's as much as I'll handle. Like, that's why he has that on there, because they needed to indicate that he has blue skin of some sort.
Right.
But he just wouldn't agree to, like, being all blue.
Sure. And that's funny. And then I'll say I forgot my favorite part of the movie, not favorite part, but the part I literally choked on my drink was Hulk jumping out of the airplane at the end. Oh. I literally the bed, I'm like, this movie's a joke.
Yeah. They made that movie to have fun with the audience.
Oh my god.
You know, like that was not just a we're going to tell a story type of film. We're just like, we want people to have fun watching this in so many different ways.
Yeah. Oh my.
Goodness. Let's talk some stuff, man. Want to?
Talk some stuff.
All right. It's been a while. Let's talk about some Toys to Life stuff. We have a little bit of news to talk about. Let's just start off with not quite Disney Infinity, but sort of Disney Infinity. It's Disney related. It is Disney. Jason, what are we talking about?
We are talking about coming out of right field, the Toy Box action figures that were released at Disney Store.
Yeah.
The most random thing to come across in a while. Well, up until within this last week, I'll characterize that. As we'll get to later on the show. But yeah, this news broke like towards the beginning of the month, I guess, right? Yeah, because I think it was the first Thursday in November, or first Friday in November, I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, the week before that, a random ad showed up on Disney Store's news section, where I guess is now where they like announce new products, but they don't really explain things, because like another thing popped up there, so we're like, what the heck is this? But they are these articulate action figures. Is it 11 points? I can't remember anymore.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Points of articulation on each character, but they're action figures, but they are blatantly taken from the Disney Infinity design. It was never, I don't think it was officially ever said, but then StarWars.com had an interview where they're like, yeah, it's 100%, Disney Infinity inspired, and like even in the tweet, they're like, based on Disney Infinity, so like that's, official publications calling it that. Plus, the official artwork on the side and the back is a Disney Infinity artwork. So they have low points of articulation. They have an accessory. They're bigger than the actual Disney Infinity figures. It's interesting. It's already, as you can possibly imagine, Disney Infinity community split on it, and some people hate it, some people love it. But there's supposed to be 10, only 9 are released because, again, in Disney Infinity fashion, Spider-Man was not released at the last second. They pulled it. Still not released almost a month later. Haven't said why. Either A...
Because it's Disney.
Yeah, either A, we're back to good old-fashioned movie rights stuff, or 2, the most likely, I think, is that there's some investigation of some choking hazard with one of the police or something. You know?
Yeah.
But because stores received it. It's not like they can get, like, because there's pictures of them in hand in the back. They just didn't release it. So, right. And as far as I know, they got the notice, like, that morning. Like, don't put it on the floor or pull it from the floor. So it was a very last-minute thing, obviously, when they shipped it already to the stores. So, they're bigger than figures. Like, Buzz is, like, super huge for some reason. They somewhat stay on their own. It's weird. Like, some of them look really good, some look bad. Some look like, okay, like, Ray looks really great, like, in the style of it all.
Yep.
Like, Woody looks like a cheap Chinese knockoff, version of it.
Yeah, it's weird how they got it worse.
Yeah. Some are bad. And I think it's that, like, they had to buff him up a little bit to, like, have the point of articulation, maybe. So some weird things. Some of the accessories are cool. Like, his is cool. Like, Hulk has, like, a bent pipe. Like, okay, I guess it's cool. But again, like, what else would you give him besides something that's a broken piece of something? But, like, I like him a lot. It's nice and huge, as you would expect.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing of it all is that this is, like, some people thought this was just a cheap, Christmas toy they're trying to do, which it is. They're trying to get some, holiday stuff, but they've confirmed there's more on the way. In the Star Wars interview, it made it seem like there's going to be some Last Jedi versions of ones even coming out. So they could be continuing the Disney Infinity idea where they're just going to continue when new movies come out, that they release figures based on that in this line. So I flip back and forth on it. Some people, like me, like it because it's the spirit, 100% of Disney Infinity living on, where we're getting a unified, singular, collectible that fits all across lines, that isn't like Tsum Tsum, where it's like a wide, hard artist interpretation of it all. Again, some look cool, some look bad. So, like, when they're all together, they look fine. They are, but they aren't that collector quality.
Right.
So that is, like, the bad. Like, they don't look as nice sitting on the TV stand. So that's where some people don't like it as much. Sure. They don't fit next to your Disney Infinity figures. So, like, Rey is, like, 2 inches bigger than her her actual Disney Infinity figure.
Right.
But we are getting, I forgot to say, like, Stormtrooper. We got one of him, which we never got a Stormtrooper Disney Infinity figure before. So, like, okay, that's cool. We're getting this, that's a little bit different. But again, like, it's weird because, like, the Iron Man one is the Homecoming armor, but, like, all the art on the back is just the Disney Infinity version. So, like, you're not getting what's actually on the box.
Oh, weird.
And have you picked up the boxes? Have you seen them at all?
No, I haven't.
The boxes are really weird. They're a cardboard backer, and then they have the plastic wrapped around it, but instead of just, like, gluing it, they're, like, taped with, like, almost like shipping tape. It almost looks like they tried to glue it, and the glue wasn't strong enough, so they put, like, the secondary tape on it. So, again, it makes you feel like you're getting, like, a knockoff. Like, I almost had to flip through them. Not that I care about the tape on it, but I'm like, I want that one that's not, bad. And on the front, it tells you what they are, but it's like a piece of cardboard that's glued to it. So, like, my Kylo Ren label fell off somewhere, so I don't even have the label for Kylo Ren's box anymore. So it's a weird, like, last-minute thing that they did. So, and again, people are going back and forth about, they quote-unquote stole Disney Infinity's art design, and now they're cheapening it with this, but, it is what it is. Yeah. I think, as with anything, you can like it, you can dislike it, but, like, again, some people are, like, bashing the people who do like it. Like, there's no point in that. Right. What are you going to do? Yeah. Again, Disney Infinity's dead. It's not coming back, okay? It's time to move on.
Yep.
So, in my opinion, I'd rather see this than them not doing it at all. But that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it, and if you don't like it, so be it. But you don't have to attack somebody for their opinion.
Absolutely. They are not meant to appease the Disney Infinity crowd that's sad that the game's gone. It's meant to use a good art style in a way to give anybody out there that likes Disney, that wants collectible actual action figures, something to buy and play with.
And yeah, and I'll say some people like these better than the figures because they actually do something.
Yeah.
And again, they're called toy box, and the whole point of this is about, in the games, because you can mash things together. If they just did the statues, you can't, you're just a statue line, or not really a toy box line.
Right.
But all the accessories are interchangeable, so you can give, like Woody a lightsaber, and it fits in his hand perfectly, and he can do whatever you want with it. Or you can give, I don't know, give Kylo Ren the bed pipe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like the web shooter of Spider-Man World have released. So that's cool, because again, you can now officially mix and match versus like before where you like the accessories of other figures wouldn't necessarily fit in the other, so you kind of had to hold it in yourself to imagine it like that. That's kind of cool. And if I was a kid, I'd be like, yo, this is awesome because I can officially make whatever storyline crossover I want to.
You could mix and match in ways that you never could in Disney Infinity.
Possibilities are infinite.
Yeah, they're cool. They're fine. Kids are gonna love them. They're gonna play with them. That's what they're for. Done.
Yep.
It's nice to see the legacy of the Disney Infinity art style live on, though.
Right.
And that's the best part. Like that means what they were doing with Disney Infinity worked.
Yep.
Maybe not financially overall, but in some way, it led to other things. So.
Yep.
That's all that needs to be said about that. Let's move on to Skylanders, shall we?
Do it.
Okay. Skylanders part of the podcast is going to be sponsored by our wonderful friend Evan Parker, aka the Lone Goldfish. Go over, I believe he's still on Twitch, twitch.tv/the Lone Goldfish. Find him on Twitter. Say hello. Do everything that you possibly can to thank him for doing what he does for the show. Skylanders. Anything at all going on in Skylanders, Jason?
Nope.
Dang it.
So, I don't think we talked about it last time. I think the last time we recorded it already happened, but we forgot to mention it, so we'll mention it now. Season 2 of Skylanders Academy is out.
Uh-huh.
So you can get that. I think they just released like a happy birthday video, too. Netflix released like another batch, like they had last year. They had those New Year's Eve countdown things.
Oh, right.
There's like a happy birthday one now, so it doesn't say your kid's name, obviously, but you can be like, "Hey, look, the Skylanders want to wish you a happy birthday," and it just plays like "Happy Birthday." I don't know, I assume it just says to you versus to whatever.
Sure.
But I guess kids will fall for it.
Yep.
So again, it's fun to see the Skylanders thing live on. I think I heard like a new comic just released a week or two ago. So like the I think IDW, is that the one who's publishing them?
Yes.
That's out. So, still available. No updates yet on the mobile app. I thought that was spring of 2018, was it not?
I believe so, yeah.
But again, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the new hit thing to do with like mobile apps now is like announce it and it comes out like next week.
Yep.
Yep. And it's fine. Like I actually prefer that with mobile games, because most mobile games you do not need to build up, especially when they're all the freaking the same thing. It's all timer stuff now.
Yeah.
It's like if it's some kind of unique gameplay, okay. But if it's all rehash of you're building things and here's a timer, if that's what's going to be, all right, it's given to me in 1 week.
Yeah.
And we'll be done and over with.
We have too short of attention spans for mobile games to sit and wait for them.
Yep. As someone, was it Trevor Starkey, I think was tweet out the other day, like, was going to download Animal Crossing, but then he didn't really feel like if nobody's going to play with it next week. That's what I feel like it's going to be. Animal Crossing's cool. 2 weeks on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So that's what, who knows what Skylanders is going to be, but if that's going to be the case, tease it out, release it, let's go.
Yep. They're keeping the franchise alive. We may never see another proper Skylanders game in the way that we think or hope. But like they're not done with the brand. So
yep.
There
was some, and I don't know if this hit your radar if I told you about it. Toys for Bob currently is hiring like 4 different people listing online, including like Unreal Engine developers, and one was senior project manager or something or other. like a high-end job.
Yeah.
And like Matt and I were discussing this when we went out to dinner. It didn't seem like a job title you get if you're just a studio to help, like, do background work on a game.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like,
right.
It seemed like it was someone in charge of a project. It wasn't like, hey, help us with the new Crash Bandicoot game or something. Sure. So, obviously the studio's not dead. They're doing something.
Yeah.
Whether it's Toys of Life, whether it's even Skylanders anymore. Some people, like, read it into it because it said, like, help make us the next of our award-winning games. And people are like, oh, I mean, Skylanders. But that's what everybody says about any of their games.
Right,
you know?
right.
It just means that they make good games.
Yeah.
And again, they've been around for, like, forever and a half. So,
and maybe we get a Skylanders RPG type of game that has nothing to do with Toys to Life.
Right. And again, Crash Bandicoot was a success more than anybody thought it was going to be.
Yep.
So, obviously, that's going to be a large part of people like, I haven't played a Crash Bandicoot game in a while that I don't think you can tie over directly into Skylanders, but platformers aren't dead, you know?
Nope.
So they could do it without the Toys to Life aspect of it and just release the game itself, and I think it'll do just fine.
Absolutely.
So, we'll see.
And I think, maybe the break between the Imaginators and whatever's next is intentional. So it's, to make people kind of miss the game, but also be okay with the fact that they're not going to put out toys for it, if they go that route.
Sure.
Right. Where if they put it out the next year, people are like, okay, well, what about these toys that we just bought? Are they going to be, no, it's not toys. No. Then you have a bunch of upset people that have invested into the franchise. You take a little bit of time off, you get all those people back who have already put their Skylanders away or sold them or done whatever with them, but they still like playing the games, but then get the whole new crowd of, potential customers that didn't ever get into it because they didn't want to invest in the toys. So it could end up being a very good move for them if that's the route that they go.
Yeah. Because, like, the way they handled the Toys of Life aspect of it on the Switch made it seem like the toys were irrelevant. Like, the fact you could just switch them in and out.
Absolutely.
But it was fun to play on the Switch.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, it'd be a way to go with them. I mean, if they could go to Nintendo and, hey, you didn't give us the exclusive contract last time, how about now?
Right.
If they made a single-player RPG or multiplayer, I guess again with the Joy-Cons or whatever, I think it'll do just fine.
Yeah. They should absolutely start talking to Nintendo about that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. When, there's news out there, you guys will know about it, but until then, we're just going to have a quiet holiday in Skylander land.
Indeed. I will say, when we'll get to it in a second, man, I'm missing right now all the different themed variants,
yeah.
Like, Nintendo just released a Mario with a Santa hat on.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's canon or not, but I really want it. I miss that aspect of Skylanders a lot right now.
Yeah, how have they not pushed, like, a free DLC of, like, the Christmas Kingdom in Mario Odyssey?
Sure.
Like, put, like, 20 Power Moons in there. Just have Mario run around with penguins and Christmas trees and snowmen, and it's just sitting there for that kind of stuff.
It almost got me to download the Animal Crossing game today when they're like, hey, we have Christmas stuff. I'm like,
yep. You got me. All right, let's talk a little bit about LEGO Dimensions, shall we?
Do it.
Okay, go ahead.
LEGO Dimensions, shortly after we recorded last time, or when it happened last time we talked about, there's no official word yet or anything.
Right.
And then the Eurogamer article came out. I think we did talk about it on the podcast, but
yeah, we did talk about the Eurogamer report.
Yeah, there's no real new news in it per se. But it was like, okay, we were debating about whether it's going to put more pressure on, and we all said, like, no, they're not going to really care because who's going to say?
Yep.
We were wrong.
Yeah.
They came out. The weird thing is they came out on Twitter. I don't know if they ever actually officially, I think they did officially put it on Facebook, but for like 12 hours, I know, like last time I checked, it was just on Twitter. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is an announcement, but like, half of your audience easily isn't just on Twitter,
Well, Jason, if it's not on Facebook, it's not real news.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not on Facebook. It's not official.
Yeah.
So, and I think they finally did put it on Facebook then, but they came out and said, like, hey, it's canceled. We don't have any more packs.
Yep.
You know, it was good fun.
We'll keep the servers on, which, you know, we'll see how long that lasts, but...
Right.
You know.
And as I said before, as far as I know, I think this is going to work the same way like Disney Infinity worked with downloading the patches, that's on not Lego servers, that's on something else.
Right.
So, like a game patch, that should still be there for a while. Theirs, I think, would be the easiest thing to release. That could be like an ultimate unlock that just unlocks everything.
Yep.
I don't think they would do it, especially with hot garbage that happened every single time patches came out.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they built the characters into the game digitally already.
Right.
You know,
and
the higher hero thing.
Right. And like we talked about last time, like Lord Vortex was planned to be like the God mode for it, where it just unlocked everything. And I assume they probably had that working. You know, this didn't release the figure part of it all, so they could just release the digital data for that. You know, I don't think they're going to let you play Vortex, but I think someone would be able to push that out. But if it's not happening now, I don't think it's happening. But, oh
well. So, it's official.
Yep.
And it's weird. Like, even after it happened, the impact, maybe because it was like just a slow death, but like I didn't see the sadness from the LEGO Dimensions community that I saw from Disney Infinity.
Right. And I think it's just because we've been, like, Dan reported that, back in May?
Yeah. Yeah, but
so.
Maybe it was, like, the sudden shock of it with Disney Infinity, or it's just, like, everybody's just kind of acknowledging what it is. Right,
and everybody knew, like, Season 3 wasn't, like, they didn't talk about it at all. I'm like, all right, well, if we're getting to fall time, and you haven't talked about any new packs, you know, we already passed when you would have released the next content. It's pretty obvious it's not coming. But, you know, is what it is.
Yep.
So, fire sales aren't starting yet. I don't think they'll start until the springtime.
Yeah, because again, pitting the can of holiday shoppers.
Yeah, I mean, it's all they have to do is mark them off 20%. People are like, "Yo, this is a fire sale, get them."
They're on sale.
Yeah. But yeah, Bummer Seat still. I still want to write eventually, just like how impressive it was for them to get involved that much. You know.
Yeah.
As we said, we always want to hear the telltale book from Disney about like all the inner workings of that. You know, just like Funko, whoever's in charge of their like licensing stuff must be a charismatic, you know, person in sales in order to get all these people to fight nicely. You know,
right?
It was incredible. So awesome stuff. Hope they do a locker. Hope it releases the same because it's still a fun game when everything worked.
Yep.
With it, and again, best part of it is Lego still work just the same.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to keep all the minifigures around. Like they had you know, people have those cases they put like the Star Wars characters in, like put them up on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love to get that of all just the Dimensions figures. You know,
sure.
Because they're still super fun.
Yeah.
Like there's rumors out that there's gonna be Powerpuff Girls actual Lego sets next spring,
cool.
next summer. So be interesting to see what that is, or like any of these people they now have working relationships with. You know, will we see anything?
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was very, very cool.
Yep. Thank you, LEGO Dimensions.
Thank you, LEGO Dimensions.
Moving right along to really like the big news of everything the last month and a half. Amiibo related, of course. Amiibo, part of the podcast, is sponsored by our friend Michael O'Driscoll. You know him as Amiibo Museum on Twitter. That's Amiibo_museum. He's also the one that was lucky enough to marry a wonderful lady named Anya, and she's a singer. She has an album out. It's called And the Light Comes In. You can get it on iTunes. If you want to check it out on Spotify first, go right ahead and do so, but definitely give them a little love if you can. Jason, what is going on in the wacky world of Amiibo?
The best news since we've gotten the first news of the Mega Yarn Yoshi. Someone
glow in the dark Boo?
It's not to this level. It's not to this
Squishy
level.
Metroid?
Nope.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Mega
Yarn Yoshi was amazing.
Because I still don't. I still want to know, like, that was always a plan, or when people are like, "Yo, I wish this thing was massive," and then they're like, "You're right, and then they did it. Like, I still want to know the story of why they released the Mega Yarn Yoshi. If it was after people came out or, talk about it or not. But anyways, news came out this week that there's like a cereal blog that like scoots the internet for new cereal, which is amazing.
Yeah, how do we not get in on that?
Yeah, right? And like, what? Do you just data mine like Kellogg's.com? Like, I don't know like that. Like, where do you go? Is there like a South American retailer of cereal that like posts stuff really?
Yes,
I don't know. Either way, shout out to them. And they posted about this and they said, well, this box might not be final, but it was a Super Mario Odyssey cereal, which is fine and dandy. We get weird, random, temporary cereals that are most of the time disgusting. That's why they're temporary. But the interesting one is it had an Amiibo thing on it saying that there was going to be Amiibo compatibility with this box. So people thought it might be a sticker, something like that, but it ends up, it's built right into the bottom of the box. So it's obviously there's something, the chip is taped or whatever inside the box.
Right.
But it's going to be a cereal box with actual Amiibo compatibility. It's going to count as Amiibo. And it set off a crazy storm of, what do you do with this? Do you count this as a canon or not? I actually never checked back on Jason's poll what ended up winning.
Oh, I don't know. I missed that, yeah.
If it counted as a official Amiibo or not.
I mean, yes is the answer.
It has to. It has to.
Yeah, if we counted Mario All-Star Super Sports cards as official Amiibo, then yes, absolutely.
Yep. So yeah, they ends up it's coming like it was weird because the press release says it's coming as early as December 11th,
right?
And like all these news outlets are posting like coming out December 11th. I'm like, cereal doesn't really have a release date,
right?
Nobody's
if we know anything about Toys to Life food related items, they can just show up whenever they want.
Whenever
those guys in the stockroom decide to refill the macaroni and cheese aisle or frozen dinner aisle or anything like that.
Yeah, so trying to find that poll. I don't know where it disappeared. I don't see it. But yeah, so it ends up. It was funny. Some guy found it already, like a couple days later. I'm near a Kellogg's plant, so I thought I was going to be one of the first ones to find it, but I didn't see it anywhere yet.
Huh.
But he got it, posted it on like Reddit, and it was just like I haven't tested it out yet. He's like, I will later. And like 12 hours later, finally confirmed, like everybody's freaking out,
Right. Like, how do you not do that immediately?
Yeah, like, bro, the whole internet's waiting for you.
Just hold your little Joy-Con up to it. That's all you gotta
do. It does not do anything too exciting. It unlocks, like, it gives you coins or, like, the location of a moon.
Yeah. Or a heart, also.
Or a what?
A heart, I believe.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Heart. But it does, Uncle Amiibo does say, like, that's a delicious Amiibo.
Yeah.
So it definitely knows it's different.
Right. Which is phenomenal. And that makes it an Amiibo officially.
It's officially canon.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't know what people are going to do. Like, people collect Wheatie boxes where they just, like, open it and just flatten it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, some people say, like, does that count as opening it for people who are, like, in-box collectors?
Absolutely. You need an unopened box of cereal. 100%.
And the funny thing is, I hardly ever buy cereal that's not dented in some way. Like, everything's always beat up.
Yeah.
It's going to be hilarious to watch people trying to find stuff. And anyways, I don't know if that's, like, a one-time bonus or not, or what it is. But, like, so many people on Twitter are like, can't you just go into the store with your Switch? If you want to do that over a $3.99 box of cereal, go for it.
I mean, from what it gives you, it sounds like it's going to act as every other Amiibo does in that game if you're not talking to Uncle Amiibo. So, like, you're not getting anything unique or special with it by scanning it.
Yeah. So, like, who the frick cares? Like, if you really want to, like, be that cheap and go in, like, whatever.
Yeah.
But, soon you're going to be able to buy 2 Tom Nook Amiibo for the price of 1 cereal box. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. Like, super excited.
I just want to try the cereal. Like,
yeah, right?
I'm super curious about that.
Yeah.
Mixed berries with marshmallows. Like, there's some. We'll see.
Flavor explosion.
Yeah.
So yeah, some people are worried about like scalpers. Like 100% people are going to scalp this thing, and it's going to be so funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be like a retailer exclusive or like only major retailers. So like check your mom and pop grocery stores.
Absolutely.
I like don't just check Walmart and Target. That's the first place it's going to be sold out. But if you have like a grocery chain, just check there. It's a Kellogg cereal, so it's going to be all over the place.
Sure. Didn't Target have like the exclusive rights to the Monster cereals though? Or they did 1 year, right?
It might have 1 year.
Okay. So it's not out of the question for that to be a thing.
No.
But we know it's Target and Walmart for sure already.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, so I'm super excited about this all. I think it's hilarious.
Yep.
I put it on Twitter. I challenged an indie dev. I want to be able to play as a box of cereal or something in some game. I don't remember what the rules and regulations are for like indie devs being able to use Amiibo for stuff. But I think if they put one in and it was a cereal box and that's it, I don't think Nintendo they probably will care, but I think it'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
I just want one game to actually use the cereal box Amiibo for something.
Yep.
And I just think it's so funny.
Nintendo, they're just...
And the fact that it just like leaked, which anything with cereal always does, because it's a weird thing with cereal because you don't really want to announce it because again there's no release date, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Like why they said December 11th, that's such a random thing. I think hopefully it's probably going to be in stores before that by a week plus. So it's choosing some date like they're guaranteed it's going to be in there by now. Like again, legitimately it's probably going to be in there by next Sunday. You know, so just start checking around. But it's so funny.
Amiibo has been such a joy in so many ways, in so many unexpected ways over these last few years. Like, we're talking about Amiibo on a box of cereal, Jason.
And it makes so much sense.
Rewind like 2.5 years ago. Like, that's unfathomable, you know?
And the fact that it actually recognized Super Mario Odyssey as the cereal, you know?
Yeah. So
I thought it would have been data mined at some point, you know? Like, I thought somebody would have checked all the Amiibos to try to find, like...
Has there been, like, an unannounced Amiibo, like, DPCI number sitting around forever that nobody's been able to figure out? Because...
Found it.
We found it, guys. We found it.
Because what was the game? Was it Breath of the Wild, wasn't it? When they data mined and there was more Amiibo coming?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, because they saw in the code?
Yeah.
Like, did you tell me nobody data mined Super Mario Odyssey and didn't see that?
Right. Well, if it just...
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, he said dialogue, so it has to be recognized separately. But who knows?
You know, but it does recognize every single Amiibo, and that counts every single Animal Crossing card, every single, you know, Sports All-Stars card, like everything you could use it in. So, I don't know. But it's phenomenal. It's so good. So
U.S.
good.
only release so far, so...
Yeah.
Officially the
Suck
first ever
it,
U.S.
Japan.
exclusive. Suck it, Japan.
Keep your box, boy. Other than that, though, like, we know Shovel Knight Amiibo's coming out. The 3-pack, right?
Yeah, and I just checked online because I like to typically give people like heads up to when the next thing is coming. This is the first time that I can remember that we don't have like ones down the pipe.
Yeah. It's weird.
Because like again, we knew the Shovel Knight ones, but like it's a separate thing than like the official Nintendo ones.
Right.
So it's odd. But then like the same thing, like my friend Nate keeps asking me about like what's the big game for Switch next year, and I'm like, I don't know actually. Like I don't know what's going to be the system seller next year.
Right. Which might be why we don't know about Amiibo yet. You know, they're getting through the holiday season. They're going to sell 8 gazillion Switches. They don't need to talk about Amiibo right now. But then once everybody has their Switch, like that's when they're going to ramp up and say, okay, now that everybody has a Switch in this entire planet, let's talk about what games are going to be coming out and corresponding Amiibo. Because they're not dropping it. Look, they just put Amiibo in a box of cereal. They're not done with Amiibo.
Yeah.
You know, like we will see Amiibo going forward for the foreseeable future. So they're not done. I just don't think that they want to reveal anything for things that we don't know about yet.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, because like this, I mean, I'm trying, like, the only game I guess we have No More Heroes, but I don't think that's coming next year. I think that
might be like fall next year or something. But
yeah, I could see it easily being pushed into 2019.
Yeah.
But like, the only game I can even think off the top of my head is like a major. It's not even major. Is that Project Octopath Traveler?
Well, we know about the Yoshi game, the papercraft one.
Yep, and Kirby. Is Kirby coming too?
Yeah, we know there's a Kirby game.
Yeah. So I guess either of those could be it, but the thing, like, I don't know what's going to be the massive seller next year
because they don't need to tell us anymore. They don't.
Right.
We're waiting for them. Like they got us. Everybody is on board with Nintendo and the Switch. Like, done. They delivered Zelda day one. They delivered Mario before the holidays. Like, they're done. Like, walk away, Nintendo. You're good.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean,
because it's same. I mean, if you think about it with Super Mario Odyssey, like, until it hit E3, it's a completely different game than anybody thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So, like, again, they don't really have to announce anything. Like, hey, here's this crazy awesome game, and it's coming out this fall.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep. They're good. They are good. So
before we move on real quick.
Yeah.
Game Awards, a week from tonight, recording next Thursday night. Recommend everybody watching it.
Yep.
It makes the video game, like, it's much better than VGX. Like, this is a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a freaking orchestra.
Yep.
So, can't wait for that. And yeah, it's down to Zelda or Mario. I don't think PUBG is going to win.
No.
And it is an interesting. That's a whole nother debate. But I don't know. I don't know which one of the two I would pick. I think Mario is a fantastic game.
Mario was more fun. I think Zelda was more impressive.
Yeah, and this thing, like, I think it's because we were waiting for Breath of the Wild so long.
Yeah,
and Mario came out of nowhere, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is fantastic!"
Right.
But like, Zelda was such a completely different game than any Zelda. Like, I could see him giving to that because how thing that was. Mario, there's like what's there to complain about with Mario?
Yeah.
I don't really know.
We still have that Champions DLC to come out for Zelda.
Yeah. Yep.
Does that drop before the Game Awards?
I forget when it comes out.
No, they haven't said. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's mystery. They said December.
Dude, that would be a great. It's available tonight. Drop.
Yeah. Yeah. Show off footage for the first time of what it is.
Yep. They. Well, I was gonna say, it's the best. I don't remember who it was who said this, but somebody said, on Twitter, they tweeted some reporter after all the Super Mario Odyssey things broke, and they're like, "Are you only giving us a high score because it's Mario?" And they're like, "If this was an original IP, it would have gotten a 15 out of 10." You know,
yeah.
It's not just a good game because it's a great Mario game. It's just a fantastic game.
Sure, but all the nostalgia things packed into that game, like,
oh gosh,
made that game what it was, and that made it so much more special than an original IP that you would have no connection to. The
Snow Planet Mario Kart racing game with like the bouncing thing.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah. So much good stuff, man. Yeah, my friend Jeff Keighley is hosting that show.
That's right. Hydro Man may or may not be there. They said he wasn't going to be there, but now they're sponsoring one of the awards.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's got to be there.
Surprise return.
Here's my bet. My only reveal, I think Elder Scrolls is going to get shown again. That's my bet.
Huh.
Not necessarily shown, but like whatever, the new one. Because that's how they announced Skyrim way back when.
Sure.
And I think it would make sense to do it then, and then just don't say anything again until like E3 or whatever, and they can just do it in their showcase and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it has to be the next one coming. It has to be from Bethesda.
Maybe. You'd think. So. Who knows? They're a tricky company to figure out.
That's all I want. I want them to reveal the next Elder Scrolls game without a show.
Fair enough. What about more Red Dead?
Oh gosh,
gameplay.
Dude, I was. Where were we with Amy? Local on Small Business Saturday. Went to my local game shop.
Yeah.
Picked up some PlayStation 2 games.
I saw that.
On Small Business Saturday. I'm like loving going there and just picking up because they're super good with it. I don't know if they accept trade-ins that aren't complete. I think it has to be a complete trade-in.
Okay.
Like manual case and like you can't trade in GameStop where it's just a game and like a blank DVD case.
Sure, that's fair.
Because every single one I've gotten back is complete and it's awesome. And like it comes with the manual, the case, everything. And because I walked into one day and there's like a lady, you could smell like the alcohol or whatever, the rubbing alcohol, and there was like a light, and I thought she was just doing her nails. I'm like, power to her, whatever. It's a small business.
Yeah.
Do whatever you need to do.
Yep.
And I realized it was her cleaning off like the Blockbuster stickers and everything because every single case I picked up, it looks like it's brand new.
Sure.
And they're not like upping. Like I bought Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 for like $4. Need for Speed Underground 2 was like 10 or 11. So it's great because it's cheaper than like GameStop or eBay or other places, and it's such a better product. And again, it's supporting the local business of it. So I went home and played Burnout 3 with it, and so fun as much as I remember. So for all places like every game I played is dark. Like I forget how dark the brightness settings were.
Sure, yeah.
All the games. Like now you're used to high definition brightness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see everything. So I'm trying to play from my bed. I'm like, I can't see where anything is. I hope I don't crash into anything, which is obviously the point of the game. But
right. Yeah, they like to hide the fact that they didn't have the best graphics.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time they had the best graphics, but like they also knew that like it's still kind of rough.
Yeah. I forget where I was going with that, but
no clue.
I forgot what we were talking about before that, and I had some relation to it. But oh well. Oh, Red Dead. They had a giant poster. They had a giant poster hanging at the checkout, and I told Amy, I'm like, I hope this comes out before we're married. Comes like, no, you're not going to see me for like a week when this game comes out. I was like, I haven't been excited for a game in a long time, and it's going to be this.
Thank goodness it comes before the wedding, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Let's swivel over to our community question, Jason.
Do it.
Asked this question on Twitter. It was a fun question, I think. Had a lot of engagement and activity with it. Also, I'm offering up a prize for the response of the week. I'm going to send out a mystery box filled with some fun little goodies for you, just in time for the holidays. So, my question was, now that the Nintendo is turning a box of cereal into an Amiibo, what is the craziest thing you could think of that should be an Amiibo that people would actually buy? Good question, I thought.
That was a very good question.
Yeah.
Did you get my joke then?
Yeah, because you said actually buy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Your emoji response kind of... I like took it as like you were like giving like the rise abba, like you don't know what I'm talking about, and I was like, I hope he understands what my joke was.
No, it was. I can't believe you jumped in on my Twitter question immediately with that.
Yeah,
save it for the show, man. Save the comedy for the show.
I'm sorry, you're right. We got to save the content.
We only have so much content we can give these people, Jason. So aside from that, what did the people say?
We got As a Matter of Matt says that's a trick question. Amiibo collectors would buy anything. With the gamer in mind, though, stick it on a can of soda, and we would have the first 12-pack of Amiibo. If they released on a Mountain Dew, you know darn well Matt Thunderberg would be first in line to buy them.
Absolutely. His second Amiibo he's ever purchased.
Yeah, that's right. Amiibo News says, it's not too crazy, but we really hope McDonald's does an Amiibo Happy Meal. It would be like the Teeny Beanie Babies all over again. 100% it would.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep. I could see them actually doing that, too, at this point.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
So we said after Yarn Yoshi, but it's even more true now.
Yep.
TJ over at Custom Console says they're going to offer Amiibo tattoos so that collectors can be the Amiibo. Toys to the life for life.
Yeah.
People said it too. Like I've read a lot of jokes about that. But like, what if the Amiibo was a cereal and you ate the cereal and then you became the Amiibo?
Nice. I like it.
Amiibo Amigo says toilet paper every 300 sheets. Boom, a special Amiibo. Okay, but seriously, I've always liked the idea of the game boxes themselves to be Amiibo, so they could get you extras to us collectors for having the game physically.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yep,
I like that.
They
already charge more for the physical version anyway.
Right. I was gonna say him saying about inside their toilet paper. It's like, did you ever see those? We might have talked about it before, but like the soap that has like the jewelry and the money in the middle.
Oh, right.
Mom always used to give me the ones with the money, so I would like use the soap in the shower, but I'd always just use just a portion, like a corner of the soap, the easiest and quick way to get the money, and I'm like, I'm done with this now. Grizzly Knox says, one time I got $5. All the other time I always got the $1, but one time I made out good.
Nice.
Grizzly Knox says, what they should do is save us money and take the Skylanders and LEGO Dimension figures we already own and make them cross-compatible. That would be nuts if all that just happened.
Yeah.
Tori Raz says Amiibo jewelry, like necklaces or keychains. Then you could take them anywhere you go.
Okay.
Good. We got Bob Flake says, I feel like the next logical state would be Amiibo tissue boxes. I gotta keep with this other household object.
Sure.
Theme. Brady says maybe a tiny inflatable Christmas Yoshi. With all the things that they are doing now, it's really the crazy suggestion. They sold like one of those $100 like 10-foot tall blow up things.
Yeah.
Drawer Gutierrez says Gerardo, says Amiibo Pogs. That's Dad playing games. Pogs are always a good go to.
Yeah. Pog is an acceptable answer for pretty much any question.
Yep. That Tyler says a puppy. a living animal.
Yeah, sure.
Andy.
Also, hold on.
Yes.
People should not be buying animals out there. You should be adopting your pets.
That's very true.
Yeah. Just especially this time of year. Everybody's going to the mall buying their $800 little puppies that they have from puppy farms. No, go to your local animal shelter, adopt one of those sweet, awesome little puppies.
They'll love you 10 times more.
Absolutely.
Saw someone had a poster of a dog place that they had special financing. And like, if you need special financing to get a pet.
Yep, you're looking in the wrong place.
Alex_Dell94 says, this box, but in France. So he's just referencing the fact that I assume the cereal box.
Right, because it's not. Yeah.
Overseas.
Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, Giro says, I think the next step is turning actual game cases into Amiibo. Oh, man. We got 2 of those. Wow. Mm-hmm. That was a unique idea. So if you pre-order a game, you get a special copy with the NFC chip embedded in the case. We got Scrooge2099 says, okay, you know how Nintendo World is a thing? They'll make shoes that work as Amiibos that work on the walkways of the park. At the end of the day, when you return the shoes, they scan and give you an Amiibo card for the words you scanned while walking.
Oh, like at the theme park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if there is, that would be kind of interesting if there was some kind of thing like that. That's like the new Star Wars land is like, they're going to use like your magic bands, and there's going to be like things you get points for doing stuff, and like different stuff interacts depending on how many points you have. Man. I have no idea how it's going to work when there's like 40 bajillion people in that land.
Sure.
But who knows?
I'm so excited for that land to open, but at the same time, the rest of Disneyland and California Adventure is going to be amazing when that place opens, because you'll be able to go on any ride right away because everybody is going to be at Star Wars.
There's already designed in the models a queue area just to get into the world. So you're going to have to wait like half an hour just to get into the land.
Yep. Not
ride rides, not to go to shops, just to walk into the place.
Yeah. No thanks. Yes. I'll ride Indiana Jones 8 times.
Also, throw her under the bus. I was watching home videos with Amy the other day at Amy's family.
Okay.
And they're showing old videos from Epcot and stuff, which was super fun to watch stuff from like 96. And saw like Food Rocks in that show from like Epcot that I never actually saw. So it's fun to see like their recordings of it. And this is back at the time like when the video cameras were huge, so they just videotaped everything from start to the end, which is great because now you get like 30 little seconds because everything's on YouTube. But it's fun to watch like actually the live recording of beginning to end. But anyways, they're showing the footage of the Jungle Cruise, and she's like, "Oh, we can fast forward this. The Jungle Cruise is terrible." I was like, "Whoa, what did you just say?" And she's like, "Jungle Cruise is like blah blah." And I'm like,
"Oh no,
nope." And then we're sitting there and they're talking, and she's like, something about the Tiki Room, and she said something about how the Tiki Room was bad, and I'm like, hold up. I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, okay, here's the burning question. I was like, what do you think about It's a Small World? She's like, you have to ride it once, but like I'm not getting a fast pass for it. I'm like, okay, don't get a fast pass for Small World. But if you're about to say Small World's terrible, I'm walking out of this place real quick.
This house is a prison.
I don't trust you at all anymore. DMU Girl 2008 says, also, she fast forwarded the part of the backside of water and I was very offended. DMU Girl 2008 says, if they put them in... Man, these people are crazy with these game boxes.
Yeah.
If they put them in game boxes, some people would buy the same game twice, once physical, once digital. Very true. They did that for Breath of the Wild. So if they did with Amiibo, they would do it absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Grimes 23 says Hallmark Christmas ornaments. They should have done it with the Mario and Yoshi release this year. That's very fair.
Yep.
Nintendo makeup remover wipes and NES theme socks. That's from Billy DJ Dog. Ben Anderson says laundry detergent could clean away any damage you have in game or in a Pokken tournament. Can give you a wash Rotom clothing. That would be funny. That's like you gotta use your detergent to get the Amiibo. You use the detergent to get your health back. Joycey says the best thing for me would have to. That's my favorite part of Mario Odyssey. Like when you actually burn him and he's still like burnt for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So funny,
crispy and smoky. Yeah.
Joycey, JJoy7 Gaming says the best thing for me would have to be Nintendo licensed Harry Potter Amiibo, and then making them compatible with the Harry Potter Go mobile game next year. When you get excellent spells for Fantastic Beasts, etc., all the magic. Yeah, that's pretty intense. I still forget that's happening. Like I was driving to Ames House the other day. I'm like, oh, that's right. We're actually getting that Harry Potter game next year. And I'm also debating about whether that means I'm going to get a second phone because like how are you going to be able to play both games at the same time if it's the same concept?
Yeah.
Also, are you on pace to get like Harry Potter stuff done by that time?
Here's the thing. They haven't announced when the game's coming out.
Right.
I'm dreading it. Because Pokemon Go launched in like late June, I believe. Right? Like right before summer. Got into full swing because everybody's going to be out and about then. Makes sense. I'm on pace to finish the series like midsummer, like August.
Oh,
yeah. So there's a good chance I won't be able to touch that thing for a little bit. And that makes me so upset, Jason. I am so mad. Because there's no way that there's not going to be spoiler things in that game.
Yeah, I would say so.
So it'll like first opening screen will be spoilers, I bet. So
yeah, because it's not really like Pokemon where I think you can do it like they're not going to do like the first movie. We don't even know what the game is going to be like,
right?
But I don't think they're going to like. There's nothing really like in the later books and movies that's like newish per se, like it is like new gen of Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's not like there's new spells or something, but who knows?
Yep.
Sorry to stress you out again.
No, yeah, it's just something that I consistently think about of just like, oh man, that's going to just suck so bad.
We got Warlock SOL says they could bring back the Super Mario Bubble Bath from the 80s with the bottles being an Amiibo, if only because I want to hear stories about Mario Bubble Bath selling out all over. Very true.
Yeah.
I think they had it in the 90s too, because I think I had Mario. They probably still have it now, to be honest. I know they had, last time I bought Bubble Bath was like a couple years ago. They had a Lightning McQueen Bubble Bath container, and I'm like, yeah, I'm buying this. Yeah. And you uncapped the fuel cap and dumped it in, as the bubbles came out.
Yep.
Yeah, all on that.
The thing about the Harry Potter game, Jason, is it's not even like spoilers in the game that I'm necessarily worried about. I mean, I am. But as we saw
meeting up with people?
Yeah, like as we saw with the Pokemon game, like all of a sudden there's 30 billion other people out there that have always liked Pokemon but never talked about Pokemon before.
Right.
And while I'm in pretty deep with a Harry Potter community, I can walk down the street freely these days and not worry about people talking about Harry Potter, Once that game comes out, everybody around me will be talking about Harry Potter. And nobody is going to be considerate of the fact that there might be people out there that haven't quite finished the whole series and has no idea how the whole thing ends. So, it's not... The app is going to create a much bigger problem, and that is people being inconsiderate to spoilers.
It's
going to be a mess. I may just have to hibernate for like however long it takes. Or speed up the process of the podcast and get it done.
Yeah, after Justice League, I was telling Matt this. After Justice League, I almost tweeted out a Harry Potter spoiler that I do when I was like, oh shoot, I can't because Josh is going to see it.
Yep.
And in an earlier podcast, I also almost said something that was going to be a Harry Potter spoiler, and I restrained myself.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So,
and see how hard it is for you? And you know about it.
Yeah.
Imagine people that have no clue or don't care. It'll be nuts, dude.
I also can't wait to pick those movies up in 4K. I actually never heard how good they look, but I'm sure they look great.
I'm sure they do.
Let's see. We got Joe Euler, Snowguard77 says pack of cards that would give you money, temporary XP boosters, or even special items that could be used once a week. Monthly activation for really powerful or rare cards. Mateo says a potted plant, but the plant is actually a life-size piranha plant, and the pot is a warp pipe. Lucy, female with hair. Here's the thing. The new Twitter username thing.
Mm-hmm.
If the display name is too big to fit on your website or the app, it was too many characters.
Yep.
It's too many characters.
Yep. Get
that crap out of here. Says a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Okay.
And then Misa El Fangor 44 says Amiibo should consist of trading cards instead. Figures take too much space. Cards can be displayed or completely held together and still remain functionality. They've tried that twice and didn't really go anywhere with either of them. Again, I'll give you credit. It's not like the main series or anything, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is them all. I was trying to figure out what I would say would be the craziest thing, and I don't know if I really truly have an answer. I was sitting at work today and I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I would do something maybe like it wouldn't be crazy, but I could if they want to be those kind of people, like Mario has the Connects or whatever it is now.
Mm-hmm.
They could sell stuff in those. Maybe make them exclusive to like those biddable sets.
Yeah.
Or other tie-in thing. I like the game box idea. I really do.
Yeah.
The one that's the best one to me though.
Uh-huh.
Is Mateo's, the potted plant.
Yes.
Because I see people forgetting and they need it later, and then they're trying to lift a plant and like tapping on their switch and spilling dirt everywhere.
Yep.
It made me chuckle. People get real mad, and so I think that's fair because 100%. And they made it like I don't know, like is Lowe's and Home Depot, is that like the nationwide greeneries?
Yeah.
Would that be?
Yep.
Anything we think of?
Yeah.
Seeing that people having to like run and get these plants, just I
mean, even Walmart has like garden centers.
Yep.
It'd be so good. I like it. Congratulations, Mateo. Get a hold of me. Get your address, and I'll send you over that cool prize. Thank you to everybody that responded. That was a lot of fun, a lot of great ideas, and they really need to figure out how to put those on game boxes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Here's the thing, because I love the accessibility with the digital, like Golf Story. I love I can just quit playing Mario Odyssey, switch over and choose digital. But man, and that's why I'm loving back this PS2. Like, it's so fun being able to have the physical box and going back and putting it in and booting it up and everything like that. And again, like, we see with Disney Infinity and Toys Life stuff, it makes me nervous that services are going to go offline and you don't have access to that stuff anymore.
Yep. They just need to bring back the game manuals, though.
Yep.
That needs to come back big time.
That was the most exciting part about getting those boxes of them.
Yeah, you just pour through page by page of the game, how it works, what buttons to push, the backstories, and all the crazy writing and artwork, and so good.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, let's finish up with some emails, shall we?
Let's do it.
Got a couple of them here. First one is from Mateo, who just won our contest. It says, Josh and Jason, it has been too long. How has everything been? Since Disney Infinity is long gone, and so is LEGO Dimensions. Maybe this is the start of a beautiful crossover. Since Disney and LEGO have good business relationship, what if they made a game with a LEGO recreation of the Disney parks, with LEGO NFC toys of Disney characters? It'd be the best of both worlds because I just want to see a game like Disneyland Adventures again. What do you think? First of all, I will say neither one of those companies is doing NFC toys ever again.
Yeah.
That's done. But Disney and Lego crossover games. It's interesting.
It's definitely a thing.
See it with Star Wars. Seen it with Marvel.
Yep. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
It sells, so they could definitely still do it.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. It'd be fun.
It would be.
Yeah. I mean, Lego Worlds is like a generic version of everything Lego, so to get a license like Disney and recreate parks and just getting Mickey itself, himself would be just phenomenal for Lego. They could do a lot of fun things with it.
Yeah, saying they, because that's when they announced the D23, not this past one, but in 2015, about that Disney Magic Kingdoms app. Yeah. And it was like, build your own park. I'm like, yo, this is going to be hype. And it was just like a dumb timer game. Same thing. Like Lego Worlds, people are having all kinds of fun with that still. Yeah. So, I would love to do that, doing that.
Absolutely. Next email is from our friend Alex, Atari Alex. It says, Dear Josh and Jason, happy belated birthday, Josh. Thank you, Alex. And of course, happy birthday to Matt.
Did I miss your birthday?
It was Thanksgiving, bro.
I totally forgot about it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're busy, man. Buddy. You're working towards being married.
I knew
and you were just hosting Matt out there, so like you're probably birthdayed out.
Right.
Yeah.
I was also very mad because I was knowing we were going out to dinner, and I'm like, yo, it's going to be so funny. I'm going to post a caption about taking Matt out for his birthday dinner. And then we got in the car, and I posted something else, and I'm like, shoot, I forgot the birthday dinner. I'm so mad.
But you did get Lightseekers to give him a happy birthday.
Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah. That was
so
good.
Funny.
Anyway, yeah, don't even worry about it, man. It was on Thanksgiving, so like that was the least of your concerns.
Sure. I was tweeting out Black Friday deals.
Yeah. Alex says, now that your recording schedule is so unpredictable, it's easy for some of the smaller news items to slip through the cracks. Probably the most important one was the release of Skylanders Academy a few weeks ago. We got you, Alex.
I got you.
What do you think? Personally, I thought it was much better than the first season. The writing was better, the plot was more intriguing, and the cliffhanger they left on should make season 3 even better. Hopefully you guys have watched it. Otherwise, I guess there isn't really much for you to talk about. Thanks, Alex. Did you watch it?
I watched the first episode, and I haven't watched the rest of them. I'm behind on all my TV from top to bottom.
I completely forgot it existed until tonight.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. It never shows up in my like suggestions for Netflix. So, like, if it's not visible to me, like it's not something I'm actively searching out on Netflix. It gets lost in that algorithm shuffle, and it's gone.
Yeah. It was because I'm behind on like all my like. I watched the first episode of How to Get Away with Murder this season. Mm-hmm. I haven't watched any of Mr. Robot. I haven't watched. I've watched the first couple episodes with Designated Survivor, like all the cable shows.
Yeah.
Let alone like the Netflix shows.
I just started Stranger Things season 2. I just started.
I'm 3 episodes in Punisher. And yeah, I just haven't been able to watch. The only thing I'm watching right now is because I watch too many dramas and not enough comedies now.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I finished Suits, or got caught up in Suits.
Okay.
And which isn't really, it's a drama, but it's more funny than anything else. I think it's hilarious. But then like I was having a really bad night a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I want to watch something funny, and like The Office was like the recommendation on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't watched it. I've never watched it again. I watched it when it was on.
Right.
I haven't watched it since. And I'm like, now I'm working in an office. Let's see if it's funnier because I'm in an office. And it totally is. So that's why I'm watching through right now.
It's funny you say that because Val and I are currently marathoning through The Office.
Really?
We are at the end of season 5.
I'm in season 3.
I've seen it through a couple times now. This is her first time watching it.
Oh, really?
About 2 years ago, I tried to introduce her to it because like I had made some mention of it. She's like, I've never even seen that. I'm like, okay, we definitely need to watch this. And we watched like the very first 2 episodes. She was like, nah, not liking it. I was like, okay, cool. And we never went back to it again. Started watching it. She fell in love with it. She's so in deep with it. And I'm like, yes, this is awesome. So weird that we are both watching that.
Tell me, man, we share the same brain.
Sad but true.
But yeah, it's so funny, like, watching back, I'm like, man, the stuff they got away with on this television show is like...
Some of the things don't hold up.
No, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I just finished watching, or the one I just finished watching was the Warehouse Safety Day, Combined Safety Day.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets mad that, you know, the office doesn't seem dangerous.
Yeah.
The Warehouse. Jeez Louise.
Just go up on the roof, Michael. That's a good idea.
Maybe we should test it with watermelon.
Oh, The Office.
Oh my.
Yeah, I was decorating our office for the holidays, and the HR lady who's in love with Disney, I've talked about her before, was helping us out, and I was like, "Have you ever seen that show, The Office?" And she was like, "I've seen a couple episodes, but like, yeah, it wasn't for me." I'm like, "Okay, I respect that." But I'm currently, like, marathoning it, and I can't stop thinking about what it's like to be HR for a small business. Like, I greatly appreciate your job and the bosses that you have and what you possibly have to deal with. You know, and she was like, yeah, you have no idea. I'm like, I want to know so bad.
Dude, it's so funny.
Yeah. Next emails from Jeff Grimes. Says, hey guys, so I've noticed almost every week Best Buy features the Falco Amiibo in their weekly ad for around $4.99. Is it safe to say that Falco is the next Lycor Hex? If not, who would you choose to be the heir apparent?
I don't think I talked about this on the podcast. I don't know if they're going to want it back, but I just go down to Toys of Life aisle at Toys R Us because, again, I'm expecting something to show up. My store's down to 2. So
wow,
they very well could have 10 boxes in the back.
They probably do, yeah.
But we'll see.
Who would you pick to be the heir apparent?
It's got to be Tom Nook, can it? It has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, he's deserving of it too. That's stupid little businessman.
I went to Target the other day. And it was literally all Animal Crossing Amiibo and, like, maybe it was, like, a Bowser or something or other.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, what if there was no Animal Crossing Amiibo? Would it just be empty?
Yeah.
You know?
It would, yeah. My Target, last time I was there, which it's just depressing to walk through the aisle now, but it was all Animal Crossing Amiibo and a Waluigi. I'm like, I don't know which one I hate worse right now. The 10 Animal Crossing Amiibo or the 1 Waluigi Amiibo? Yeah. Awful. Just awful. Final emails from Guadalupe. Says, hey guys, it's Guadalupe. Now that the most delicious Amiibo has been officially announced by Nintendo, I thought I would ask a fun little question for the podcast. Which Nintendo franchise would you like to see the next as cereal, and what shapes would the marshmallows be? I think there's only one answer here. Has to be Kirby, right?
That was my first thought.
Yeah.
You can have all kinds of puffs on that.
Yeah.
I just read a story about how he got his name.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know.
I don't know if I know how he got his name.
It was named something else, and I forget what it was. But Nintendo got sued in America because of their Mario Brothers representation of King Kong.
Okay.
And against Universal sued them because it was like similar to the King Kong movies.
Sure.
But apparently, what Nintendo's lawyer proved, or the judge, or whatever, I didn't read the details of it all, but proved that earlier Universal proved that King Kong was in the public domain, so they could get away with having King Kong. Oh. So they're like, you already admitted in previous litigation that King Kong's public domain,
right? So
we can do what we want.
Yeah.
So that lies in it. So anyways, Nintendo was all excited. So they named a character after him. The lawyer's name was Jack Kirby. And so Kirby, that's where Kirby comes from.
Gotcha. I know he was white. And I know that he was originally drawn as a circle, just as a placeholder.
Right.
And then it just kind of stuck. So.
But then somebody said, because I think the copying powers wasn't until later.
Right.
So now in that context, it's funny that he was a lawyer defending against copy infringement that is now named after a character that copies
everybody else.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you could make a cereal out of any Nintendo franchise, but I think Kirby has to be the right answer here.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Pikmin? Maybe you get to eat little Pikmin? Little fruity pebbles?
That's possible, yeah. Huh. Zelda could be fun.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Kirby is the most obvious one, though. Or Yoshi, just a bunch of Yoshi eggs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, the dinosaur eggs that melt in the microwave and the oatmeal.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for those emails. Always have fun answering those. And that pretty much concludes this episode of the Toys for Games podcast. But as I alluded to at the beginning of the show and on Twitter, we do have a big announcement. Jason and I have been talking, and it is time to say goodbye to the Toys for Games podcast. This absolutely sucks. I don't want to have to be saying this on a podcast right now. This is not the last podcast. I will absolutely say that 100%. But the Toys to Life genre is pretty much dead. It's just Amiibo now, and they've resorted to cereal boxes. It's the bubble has popped. When we started the show, we said from the beginning that this is a bubble. It will eventually pop. We will be there till the end. We can no longer, in good conscience, still pretend to do this show as it is with the little to none news that is happening with the franchises. We have Lightseekers and Beasts of Balance and like every other little thing that's trying to incorporate Toys to Life and that kind of stuff, but it's not enough to keep this show going as we always envisioned it being. Changing it up just would feel wrong, to change this show how it is to something else to fit what's going on. Just doesn't seem valuable. It doesn't seem worth your guys' time as a listening audience. And it's time to say goodbye. We've decided that we want to go out on our own terms. We don't want to just fade off into the sunset, never to be heard from again. That's not how we do things here. We want to give you guys a finale, a definite end to this show. Our plan.
We let you know when we cancel.
Yeah. And we give you time to prepare for it, too.
Yeah.
We are hoping to do another show mid-December, so in a couple weeks we'll do a show. Not sure what we'll talk about, but we'll do something before the holidays just to give you guys something. But we are looking towards the mid to end of January to kind of coincide with the anniversary of this episode when we would normally do a Toys for Games awards show. We are looking at that to be the final episode of the Toys for Games podcast. At the very least, I think we're going to do a live show, but there's potential for a lot more. Jason and I have like 2 months, less than 2 months to prepare for it, to plan it, to make it happen. Whatever it is that we're going to do, we want it to be special. We want it to be as fun as it could be. We want it to be the biggest thank you to the community out there for allowing us to do this for the last few years. And we want to go out on top. We want to go out smiling and having fun because I'm telling you right now, like I'm getting emotional just making this announcement. Come that last podcast, it's going to be an emotional disaster. Because we're not going to be talking news. I can tell you it's going to be a lot of emails from you guys and messages and like us saying goodbye to this community that we've built together. It's going to suck 100%. And we're going to do everything that we can to balance it out so it sucks less. So it's going to take some planning. We have some basic ideas of what we can do and get away with that I think would be fun. But when we know more, we will definitely let you guys know more. Regardless of what happens with Amiibo or Skylanders or anything else in the future, like, we are going to end the show on our terms.
Yep.
And I think that's the most important thing to Jason and I think that's the most respectful thing to do to you guys out there. So, yeah, it sucks. It sucks making that announcement. It really does. But
it was funny because you and I primarily communicate over text message.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at work and I haven't even talked to you like in a day or two. I forget how long it was. Typically not a day or two goes by where we don't text each other about something.
Right.
And then also I got an email from you. I'm like, what the heck is this? And then I was like, all right, you're right. We've been thinking about it for a while.
Yeah.
So, again, same thing. It's, neither of us are, we both agree this is that and thought it was the best idea. But we're not, we're upset about the ending of it, but we're not upset in the fact that it's like one of us is like, no, let's keep this going. Obviously, Again, we want to end the show on a high note.
Yeah. I would be more upset if we just went radio silent and then every once in a while put out a show just for the sake of doing it. Like, it's been bugging me just in like the last couple months how we've been able to do it. And like, I don't want that to continue much longer. I would rather just be upfront with everything and just, man up and get this done. So, after that, you're going to be, I mean, let's be real. Like, you're marching towards a wedding. Like, you have some planning to do. You have some things to get in order. Your time is going to be dwindling. Your available free time is going to be dwindling by the day. Once the wedding comes, and then you're going to have a honeymoon. Like, you're just going to be in a completely different mindset. You're going to be so busy with other things, and I need you to be focused on that because that's clearly the most important thing. But we've already started talking about what we want to do together after all that dust settles.
Yeah, I was going to say, at the end of the day, before you get too upset, make sure you listen to this part. The Josh and Jason train is still going to continue.
Yes.
So, we're not going to say what it is yet. We're still debating about what we want to do, but we have some ideas in the pipeline that we think a majority of you, probably, let's be honest, a lot of you, all of you, will probably enjoy.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
But we're still through some ideas, so we'll get your feedback and involvement once we're ready to say this is what we want to do. But there's going to be another podcast to come, so do not worry.
Yeah, if not more, but for sure there will be something else. There will be a spiritual successor to the Toys for Games podcast.
Yep.
We will continue to be together unless the married life is just like too good, to be true, and like it's just. It's everything Jason's ever wanted and needed in his life, and he quits the internet. They go off the grid, and like that's it. That's the last I ever see of him.
But one of the ideas we're talking about, I've even talked to Amy about, and she's super excited about because she even wants to participate in. Mm-hmm. So it's it's definitely going to be something fun for that.
Yeah, it will be fun. It just needs some time to develop. Jason needs the time to.
Got it. We got to contact all the lawyers. Make sure our bail funds.
Yeah, we need to build that back up.
Yeah,
because we're spending all of it on this going away party. So, no, it's going to be fun. The show will continue to exist in the ether out there. I'll keep the feed live, just so any past episodes anybody could go back and listen to. So I'm not like erasing our history. It'll still be there. The website will probably go away. The Twitter accounts will probably stay active, for any news whatsoever. But I definitely would encourage you guys, if you want to stay in communication with Jason and I personally, to follow us on Twitter's, our individual Twitter. And then as projects start to develop and new things start to pop up, we can reform, reassemble this community into whatever else we do in the future. But
assemble the team.
Yeah, so that's where we're at as it stands. We're looking to do one more episode in December, a little holiday special type of thing, and then hopefully by that show, like, we have some more details as to what we're planning on. But the big finale will be our anniversary date is officially January 19th. So we might do it on the day, we might do it close to it, depending on how schedules work out. But look for it around that time as being like the last hurrah for the Toys for Games podcast. So that's that.
It's happening.
It's happening. And
but not the end, so don't freak out.
Yeah, just this chapter is coming to an end. But the book's not done.
Right.
So, with that being said, stay tuned. Stick around for us in every capacity that you want to be part of. And, we're not leaving. We're not going away. We're just, we're evolving. So, Jason, thank you for another wonderful episode. Where can the people get a hold of you at, my friends?
Yeah, you can always follow me personally on Twitter, twitter.com/JasonInquires. Jason Inquires also the Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube handle as well, so you can pull that up if you would like to check those out.
And myself, you can find me on Twitter at The Noise, with a Y. Obviously, you should be following the show Twitter for now, at Toys for Games. Send in emails, feedback, suggestions, anything. Like I said, I want the final show to drastically involve you guys as much as possible. If you have final emails, you can start sending them in, but wait until we know what we're doing first. But definitely get a hold of us with some suggestions or ideas or whatever you'd like to see. Podcast at toysforgames.com. I'll say those are the important things. That's where you should be getting a hold of us at. So, tomorrow is December 1st. I'm so excited. I can't wait for this holiday season. We'll let you guys know when we're recording next. But as always, happy hunting, collectors. Especially if you're going after that cereal.